Welcome back to the Boosted Digital Tech Vlog. Right, now today we're going to talk about all things tech. I want to talk about big tech and how it's performing in the stock market currently. I want to talk about a little news article that I came across that talks about how enterprise tech customers, which are obviously large corporations, are dominating the market at the moment, dominating the stock market.
Oh, yeah, wow. What a surprise.
Which is causing a shift in activity. But it's also interesting. So if you're in small business at the moment and you're finding that it is a little bit slower than normal, I don't think you're the only one. And let me just read a little bit about this story just to give you some insight on what's going on a larger level. CNBC's Jim Cramer, so good old CNBC. Jim Cramer on Monday said tech companies dominate the market because their enterprise customers are more reliable than consumers. So they're blaming these enterprise customers or these large stock owners, so stock investors, so investors basically are blaming consumers that we're not loyal enough, and that's why they're just focusing their time and energy on these large companies who are dominating the market, right? So they're blaming us. It's not about tech versus everything else. He said, we have a market made of companies that sell into the enterprise, and those stocks are doing fabulously. So to break that down, he's saying that he has large corporations that turn public, sell into the stock market, and then those companies are doing great. So that's apparently, from that small little sentence, that's what I gather, in my opinion, my breakdown. CNBC's Jim Cramer, good old Jim Cramer, on Monday said tech companies dominate the market because their primary customers are cash-rich businesses, not strapped consumers. Okay, so that's, look guys, once again, it's from the media, so I don't know how correct that is. I'd love to find the clip of him actually saying that, but that's saying that they're dealing with companies who are cash-rich companies. So obviously companies that have been around for decades and been able to stockpile hordes of cash, and then those we're just strapped consumers who are just rubbish, and aren't reliable at all and aren't loyal, and we're just brokies. Basically, if Andrew Tate was here, he'd be saying we're brokies, right? So we're just crappy little brokies. And they want the cash-rich businesses. They want to back the cash-rich businesses, not brokies, not little brokies.
This is revenue request, not revenue review.
We have a market made of companies that sell into the enterprise, and those stocks are doing fabulously, he said. Then we have even more companies who serve the consumer, which is much less attractive customer base right now because all the brokies are brokies. And their stocks, they're very tough to own. Oh, mate, who wants to back the brokies? Forget the brokies. Let's go where the money is. A lot of businesses are reporting record profits, and we're able to refinance when rates were low. Smart. Big business, hey? So smart. Just lucky. Really lucky. Cramer said, and they're not burdened with as many inflated costs as consumers. Once again, those freaking brokies, man. Unbelievable. Inflated costs. They've got all these inflated costs. What's wrong with them? Cramer used this logic to explain why many in the Magnificent Seven, Amazon, Apple, Alphabet, Meta, Alphabet's Google, by the way, Meta, Microsoft and Tesla are seeing such significant gains, especially when Elon Musk is shoving chips into people's brains, Microsoft primarily sells its products to businesses, while individuals are small potatoes, small potato, in inverted commas, small potatoes. Individuals are small potatoes / brokies to the company. Although consumers use their products, Alphabet, Meta, and Amazon's real customers are advertisers. So forget about the consumer. Don't worry about the consumer. This guy, to me, guys, this guy is an asshole. But Cramer conceded that Apple and Tesla differ slightly from the pack. Tesla's disappointing earnings and slower growth forecasts reflect a consumer base that can't afford its products. Similarly, Apple has little enterprise exposure, making its business vulnerable to consumer spending habits. I don't worry about the concentration of winners in tech because, alas, the concentration makes sense, Kramer said, and it does so in a really bullish way.